Hey guys, it's Chili here coming at you with another update. Got some things to talk about today. First off, got to talk about videos, new videos, specifically the lack thereof. Yeah, it's been a kind of bit of dearth of videos in the last couple of weeks. Let's take a look here. Refresh our memory, shall we? Yeah, so the last actual tutorial in the beginner series was October 2nd. It's like over 2 weeks ago. That's not okay. So more videos coming soon. Last week and a half, the overtime has been a super bitch at work. I've been working 12-hour, 13-hour days, but the storm seems to be over for now, and I've already got some stuff, some good stuff recorded. It's just got to be edited up and put on YouTube. So, and tutorial 11 is, I think it's about halfway edited, so that'll be coming up fairly soon. Keep a lookout for it. And I got some stuff I got some stuff already recorded up, and so we should be able to get videos out in a smooth and orderly fashion over the next, I don't know, couple of weeks at least. But yeah, so sorry about that. I would like to get videos out more often. I would like to get videos out every day if I could, but that's not really going to be a thing because I have to, eat, and I need a place to live and shit. Boring shit like that. So, gotta do the work when the work demands it. So that's video talk. What else we got? Oh yeah. So in the last while, I kind of splurged a little bit. I didn't splurge that much. I got a used Xeon box, dual Xeons. It was really cheap on Yahoo Auctions. I figured, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna buy this thing. We're gonna see what we can do. The main goal for this machine here, it's dual Xeon 2670, I believe, version 1 Xeon parts, and yeah, so 16 hardware cores, and I'm going to be using this thing for editing and for encoding. I mean, it's not really that great for editing. The individual CPUs only got 2.6 gigahertz. Maybe more with, turbo boost. But the thing's got, as I bought it, it had 24 gigs of memory, and that is actually really big because recently, the videos I've been editing, I've been running out of memory on my machine. My desktop, the Haswell machine, has only about 8 gigs, and that gets maxed out. The last video I edited on my new rig, at the end of editing, I was already up to 11 gigs of memory used, so memory is great. The speed of the CPU, not so great, but it's fine for editing. And the great thing about it is now that I've got 16 cores, I can edit with some software that I probably couldn't have done with before. The idea is before I was not edit, I mean encode. I was encoding with, I could only really encode with codecs that used my GPU. I mean, I could encode with, pure CPU, but it would take a fuck of a long time. GPU encoding is fast, but it has the disadvantage of not being particularly accurate or good on a quality scale. It's okay, I guess, but I think we could do better on quality if we were using a CPU-only solution. And what I was thinking is, I'm going to use Handbrake, and I've tested it out. And it's super slow on X264. I think that's 64, right? 420, 69, I don't know, whatever. Super slow. It only uses about 20% of the CPU. But that's because the X264, it's not optimized for systems that have two separate CPUs with separate memory pools. And so, but the new thing, which is X265, the new hotness, that is optimized for NUMA. And so that means, and I tried it out, and I'm actually getting about, maybe 80% utilization. So it runs really fast, and it's a lot better quality than what I was using before. So yeah, we'll be getting X265. I'll try that out. Here's the system with I've disabled hyperthreading, but with hyperthreading, this is what the task manager looks like. fucking sweet. I don't know. It's cool having Xeons to play around with. I'll try some multi-threading bullshit and other stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but definitely going to try to use it as a rendering box. We'll see. It's also incredibly fast for ray tracing. So if I ever get back into 3D Studio Max, maybe I can make some sweet, I don't know, graphics for the videos or something. Whatever. But because the intro that I have to all my videos with the Chili logo, it's like, I don't know, it's like maybe 1 second of video, so maybe like 30 frames, but that took like a whole night to render on my original computer. Would render quite a bit faster on the dual C Xeons, I imagine. Anyways, so that's my dumb new computer that I'm fucking around with. Now, another thing that you guys might be interested in hearing about is the 3D videos. I started that series. I launched it. When was that? Here it is. So I launched this. Where is it? Right here. Yeah, the beginning of last month, or end of last month, and I haven't done anything with it yet. I have actually recorded the footage for the next episode, but I haven't really gotten around to doing it. I mean, I've been busy with, work and shit. But beyond that, it's kind of I don't like the topic. I have to do the topic, but I don't like the topic, and I just think it's not going to be very interesting. It's the video. I mean, if you've watched tutorial 0, so you know what tutorial 1 is going to be about, but it's basically just going to be a quick guided tour of the framework to get everyone on the same page. So it's not going to be going into any detail, just going to be quickly going over, here's all the files, here's basically what they do, what they handle, maybe some of the interface. But I don't know, it's just, I'm making it, I'm like, this isn't going to be really interesting or anything. It's just a chore. It's going to be a chore for me to make it. It's going to be a chore for you to watch it. I'm just in a very negative mind space about tutorial 1 on 3D. But I got to get it done, and I got to get it edited up and out. I don't want it to run too long, but I want to be able to cover all the bases just so, people aren't all overwhelmed by what is all this shit I can't learn. I'm dumped into the middle of this code base. I have no idea. It's not even super important. It's more just like a psychological thing, you know what I mean? Anyways, so I got to get tutorial 1, but after I get tutorial 1 all set up, tutorial 2 on is going to be a little smoother flow because the topics are going to be more interesting and engaging. It's actually going to be, 3D stuff. So it's going to be interesting for me to talk about, interesting for you to watch, just overall more motivating for everyone. So hopefully once I get tutorial 1 out, the pace on the 3D is going to pick up. It's still going to be a slower time scale than the beginner stuff because 3D is kind of like for now, it's kind of like something on the side, and the main thing is beginner. And, once beginner ends, then I can kick everything into 3D. But until then, but I'm hoping for 3D, at least one video every 2.5 weeks or something. I don't know. We'll see. No promises there either way. As for the beginners series, the flow of that has changed a little bit. Originally it was going to be tutorial 11 was going to be encapsulation and references, and then tutorial 13 arrays, and then 14 snake. But I recorded the video on references and on constructors and on encapsulation, and it ended up being like an hour 20 minutes after I edited it down. So I said, well, fuck that, that's not happening. So I reorganized it and I recorded it as 2 videos. So tutorial 11 is now going to be references, 12 is going to be data hiding and encapsulation and constructors, then 13 arrays, 14 snake. And so that's a little bit of revision on the flow for the future beginner tutorials. And then after that, I have nothing set in stone or anything, but after the snake game, I'm thinking then we're going to have a short arc, basically where I teach floating point numbers, so you're not just stuck to, integer positions and all that stuff. And I was going to teach about timing, how to, because right now, every frame has a fixed speed of motion, but different people, their computers are running at different frame rates, their monitors. So if you're playing a game that we make right now and you put it on a different computer, the speed is going to be different, which isn't a good thing, obviously. So I'm going to teach you how to make your speed not tied to your frame rate, and maybe some other things in there. I'm going to try to keep this arc short, the floating point number arc short, but I'll put a game at the end of that. And then after that, we'll get into pointers and strings and all sorts of dumb bullshit like that. Finally leading up to, being able to load our own sprites from a bitmap into memory and draw them. But yeah, that's just an idea of where we're heading. What else? What else is on the docket here? Oh yeah. So tutorial, one of the things I'm going to have to do one of these days is I'm going to have to re-record tutorial 4, because look at this shit. So tutorial, we got tutorial 0, 18,000, tutorial 1, 6,000. That makes sense. People are going to be dropping off. They look at the first video, they say, oh, I don't want this. This guy sounds like a dumb asshole. I want to watch his videos. What the fuck am I doing here? Now, the people who watch tutorial 1, tutorial 0 is just an introduction. Tutorial 1 gives you an actual taste of what you're dealing with. So they watch the introduction, they say, oh, this looks like fun. They watch tutorial 1, they say, oh, fuck this shit. Then tutorial 2 and on, you see that now we're not getting so many drop-offs here. 6,400 to 4,000 to about 4,000 to a little bit under 4,000. So this is a really good progression here. Very little dropping out of people watching the videos. But watch what happens when you go from 4 to 5. Look at this drop here. It's about 1/3 of the people watching this video continue on to this one. And that is not acceptable to me. This one has a quarter drop, which isn't great either. But 1/3, 33% people not continuing is just, there's something wrong with this video, is all that I can say. And so, and I mean, if you look at the dislikes, well, except for the first video, I mean, you got 2, 1, 1, 0, and you got the 0 up here, zeros. But tutorial 4 has 3 dislikes. I mean, it's not a lot of dislikes, but it's more than the other videos. And there's also been comments that it's been difficult. So I am going to try to redo tutorial 4, even though I don't want to, even though I want to make new things. It shouldn't take too much work since I already got the basic idea down for it. But because if I redo 4, I have to redo the homework, and I might have to also redo 5 because they might not fit together anymore. It's so much bullshit, but it's got to be done. And I'll probably talk a little bit about this again later, but I'm going to want to get your ideas on how I can make tutorial 4 better for those of you who have watched it, and maybe you have some kind of ideas on that. Anyways, so that's something I'm going to have to deal with. What else? Oh, on the Patreon, not on the Patreon, on the Discord. On the Discord, I set it up so that people who are supporters on Patreon get special status in the Discord. So if you are a Patreon supporter and you want to hang out on Discord, try to connect your Patreon account to your Discord account, and then you'll get, special status. Just some dumb bullshit, but it might be cool. And what else? Last thing, I haven't actually had much time to fuck around with anything because I've been at work. So, but you got to keep in the game, right? So I've been coding a little bit, and what I've been fucking around with is Box 2D. So I made this dumb little application here. It just runs Box 2D plus some stuff from the Hugs series, and yeah. I don't know, just boxes, press spacebar and they fly up. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm planning on I got an idea for a fun game, an online game that, and I might want to run it on my Xeon server actually. But it's right now it's basically just a pipe dream at this point. But I'm doing a little preliminary research and development on that. And so who knows? It might become a thing. It might not. And I might actually. I feel like I want to cover Box 2D in the future somewhere. I was planning on covering it in the Hugs series to replace the shitty physics engine that I created myself in there. But the Hugs has kind of been put on indefinite hold because no time, and also like nobody watches Hugs, even though Hugs is so fucking awesome, man. There's so much good shit, but no one ever watches it. It's just makes me sad in my feels, but whatever. It's a failure of the tutorial designer, I guess. So yeah, you guys might see some box 2D bullshit in the future. It's not that hard to work with, actually. It's a really simple to understand, well-designed API, I believe. And yeah, that's about it. I think I'm done. I've talked enough. This actually been quite a bit longer than I expected, but yeah, I don't know. If you got any thoughts on anything I said, feel free to leave a comment or don't. I don't give a fuck. As long as you like the first video in any series, everything else is just, it makes me happy. I mean, I do look at the likes for the videos and it makes me happy when I see the numbers tick up, but as far as actually having an effect on the success of my series, it probably doesn't have any effect. It just makes me more motivated. Why am I talking about this? I was ending the video and now I've started talking about bullshit again. All right, so see you guys later and look forward to more videos in the near future. Ta-ta.